I want to share about where I used to be, which is I used to be in this place where I was totally like boxed up by all the rules and expectations that I had of myself, and I felt like my environment had of me, of the people in my life had of me. I didn't really get a lot of unconditional love and support. Like, I'm sure that people felt that for me, but just me feeling it, I didn't have that. Again, it all kind of comes up, when you lose a parent or a second parent, but rules were something that I could understand. I could see how something being right 100% of the time made me feel safe, like it's either right or it's wrong. And it was easy for me to understand things that worked like that were right or wrong. The problem is that life doesn't work like that. Life isn't school. You can't just like figure out what the right answer is and answer things and then like get all these rewards. And it's really not a fair place all the time. And it's also, sometimes it's not all about if you did a good job at something or if you're really skilled at something, whether that was me singing or writing or coaching others on their creativity, became copywriter, ghostwriter, working with entrepreneurs and writers to help them share about their work and getting paid thousands of dollars for it. What I learned over time was it's not about just knowing how to do something right. That doesn't make you successful. It doesn't give you a golden ticket to success and to wealth or being appreciated. There's actually so much more to the world that we live in than rules. And that's why it's dangerous to only do things that you're really sure of and only do things that you know for sure are right. But the problem is that I had so much anxiety about being wrong and negative things happening because of bullying that I had been through, that it just really was important for me to break out of that box. It was such a stifling box. It was such a like constringency on my heart and on who I was, and my ability to be creative was so limited. And you don't think that that's important until you go to try to do something different, because what I found out was by just modeling what I saw other people do successfully and following their advice and following their rules and doing things I saw that if I did it right, then this good thing was going to happen. And maybe that's going to college and then it's getting a job and then whatever the pathway is. Maybe it's like getting this business coach, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the pathway is, it started to be clear that I wasn't going to get what I really wanted out of it. I wasn't going to get, because I experienced it. I graduated college, the crash happened, I didn't make very much money because of that, and neither did my friends, like that generation really lost a lot. But it taught me over time that, I really want to be my own boss, I really want to make my own rules, but the problem was I was just going into the same paradigm. I still had that same issue. And again, being good at my services wasn't the thing that helped me sell my services. It wasn't the thing that helped other people find me. And it wasn't the thing that helped me to be able to pay my bills or have independence of my schedule, or to be able to feel like I could just say whatever I need to say and there wouldn't be some negative repercussion for being myself in my job, in my community, like that I could just be myself. None of that was caused by following rules. And I had to go off of the map of what my head understood. I had to relearn ways of thinking about the world, and I had to understand that creativity is really important as an entrepreneur, a writer, a singer, anyone with skills or a message or gift you want to share with people, because you need to be unique. You need to express your creativity and your uniqueness, which means you need to do things other people are not doing. And that sort of innovation and that sort of newness is not anything you can go to someone else and check on, are you doing it right? You can have coaches and you can have people say like, hey, like this is the strategy, this is the method, this is the thing. But if you're not putting your energy behind it, if you don't feel good with it, if you don't feel aligned with it, if you don't feel like this is not just right, but like resonant and exciting, or what I call like being like the mermaid. Like when I'm in my mermaid state, I feel really connected to this nourishing
nurturing energy, like I am tapped into something and I'm inspired. And that makes me feel like already I feel so much better. Like I used to feel like, hey, I have to do all these things and one day I'll get to feel better. One day I will have graduated college. One day I will have grown my business. One day I will have written a book. One day far away, if I work, I can finally enjoy one day. But no, when I step into the new way of being that I've embraced, it's about being in the mermaid vibe. It's about feeling good now. And it's not even just like something I'm doing where I'm creating, like thinking positive or like reciting affirmations or meditating every day or whatever the tasks are. That is what my mind thinks success is. It's just about feeling tapped into something more deep than that and more powerful than that. And this part of me is so inspired and can do things so easily and quickly. And more importantly than that, she knows what the priorities of life are. And she knows it's not about other people and what they think. And it's not about meeting expectations, even my own. It's literally about valuing the spark of life and the moment and living. And like really living now. You know, like if you had only 2 days to live, like you would savor every minute of the life you have. And I want to look back on my life and be like, I really drank it in and I really like enjoyed this life. And I did things. I didn't just think about things. I did things. Things that like no one else would think were important, but for me were so important. And that's what my art is to me. When I say art, I mean like all the things, like my business, like business can be an art. And that's what people don't understand because we think it's like a science. We think it's a science, but really it's an art form. If you're a healer or a coach or a writer or something like that, where you are offering a service, oh my God, you have to present this craft, this artwork to someone else and say, hey, it's a win-win for you to give me money to receive this art. And it's valuable. And you think in your head, like, I know the value of it, and of course it's worth money. But to anyone else who doesn't understand it from the inside out like you do, they don't know that. They don't know it, and they could just pass it on by like it doesn't have the value that it really does. And that's why you have to feel the value, and you have to feel the vibe of it, and you have to feel the confidence and like the inspiration to just even take that vulnerable step to put it out to somebody and say, hey, I wonder if you'd like this. Because it can be hard to be afraid of rejection or not being totally understood and gotten, like I have for so many years. And I've kind of reached this place where like no one was ever asking me to teach them about being a mermaid or to anything about mermaids. I came up this year, I was just started saying, you know what, I've been talking about being a mermaid in my personal life a long time, but like I'm just gonna claim that I'm like a mermaid. I'm gonna teach people how to tap into their inner mermaid, and we're just gonna do this. And like all these people started being interested in what I was doing. They're like, what? And I've had success in my business before with different services like writing, copywriting, ghostwriting, doing tarot card readings. I was a massage therapist for many years, other kinds of coaching. And, you know, I have to follow where the energy is for me now and to just embrace the offerings that are really popping for me now. You know, there's no sense in just doing things because you've always done them. I'm really doing things because they are really important to me and light me up and make me feel glad that I'm on the planet. And that's what's really important to me right now. And we all get to decide what's important to us. And that's what being a mermaid is. It's like you're not going off of rules of like the world of mankind or whatever has decided, hey, a buck is worth this is worth that. Like to go beyond that and decide like what's really important to me, like what really, really matters. And I don't want to look back and see that my life was without this thing. And I'm not going to compromise on a life that is without this thing. But at the same time, not being like pushing yourself so hard that you never get to, okay, hold on a second. Someone's coming by. You know, not pushing yourself so hard that you feel this pressure to create or to write or to run a business or to do all these things. And like, you really need to be able, sorry, I'm like so distracted right now. you really need to be able to like separate your own things that you're doing from other people and be able to really hone in on it, including the parts of, for me, the part of my mind that's like, hey, like, you're not going fast enough, you're not doing enough. Like, if you're really serious about being a writer or being an entrepreneur, you need to do all these things all the time, all the time. That's the rule, that's the rule. So it's like you have to balance these things where you're going after what you want, but at the same time, you're not making it this horrible experience for yourself, because you mean more than that. And the more that you make yourself wrong that way, the less connected to that intuitive side, that mermaid side, that part that knows what to do next, that is super intuitive and psychic and is going to draw in people who are like-minded and is going to make them like, and like, I'm so grateful for Rebecca, you're saying yes, thank you. I think Connie's watching here. I see you guys. I don't know you guys that well as I would like to. I'd love to connect more and just get to know you and what's up. If you want to share anything about yourself below or send me a link to anything you're doing, I'm interested. It's this is all an opportunity to just connect in a new way and to be more myself and to be more connected to others who might get me. So I'm really excited to connect with you. I'm actually doing this video as part of a video challenge for my friend Kate, who's a really sweet mermaid. Yes, you're on fire. Oh, thank you, Darlene. So I think I was supposed to do something in this video that I didn't get the memo on what it was, but I knew I had to get on this video and just share. And if you, I'm like just like taking in all of the like positive love right now and just allowing it to heal me, honestly, because sometimes you have to say yes and just like let it in. I don't want this moment to pass me by. I want to really drink it in. So I'm really touched by your presence and your positive energy, and sending you so much love. So much love. You hear me? Aww. Oh my gosh, I'm touched, and I didn't come on here with any agenda. I am teaching a course on Thursday if you are writing and creating something for a book or a business or something for your life, and you'd like to have a space where you can go into your inspiration, into yourself, into your vision, into your mermaid core and connect to the energy. The other thing I want to share is that anyway, that information's on my page if you're interested. But I want to share that the thing that really helped me too is to get all these things done. I got like a song done, a book done. I would write for people's websites and getting all these things done. And like I said, I had to find this balance between like, oh God, there's a deadline. You got to work, and produce all this writing. But I also, and it, you know, hopefully it's going to work. And like I said, business and marketing is not a science, it's an art, and it's kind of scary to have people paying you a lot of money for stuff, and then having to deliver. But the thing that really helped me was to see each thing I was creating as having like a pulse and having like a life and having like a consciousness that could tell me things and could help me tell it, here, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I want you to say about me, Sophia. This is what I'm lit up by. And my business would come in and I would write it letters and I would say, you know, hey, what do I need to do? I feel like I need to do all these things. And it would say, Sophia, you need to take a walk. Like, you need to slow down. You need to like take a break, take a bubble bath, babe. and it was the craziest thing, because it's like having a boss or a manager say like, I'll pay you to just sit around and look cute, hon. You know, you don't have to do anything today. It's a free day. You know, and it was like the pressure was off, and it just felt so good to just be given permission by this outside entity to just enjoy and slow down and be present for the information about what's really important, and be present for the download of these are your next actions to do. But I wouldn't have heard it if I was just on the computer doing a bunch of stuff or whatever I was doing. Because I don't know, because when I'm anxious, I can kind of spiral and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not doing much of substance, you know, that you can look back on your day and be like, I did a thing that was satisfying and I feel proud of what I did today. It was some hard work, but we did it. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't like aligned action. It wasn't intentional, and it wasn't on the mark of like the target of what I was trying to do to move the needle on my business or move the needle on a project. And that doesn't make me feel good because I was putting in hours and I was putting in effort. And I don't want anyone else to go through that, which is why I like to share so much about creativity and so many things, because I just want to save people time and I want to save people angst, and I want to connect people to what's already there, and it's already there right now. Whatever you're working on, if it's a book or business or something for your, even something for your life, it's like an energy source, and it's always there, and it's sending you all kinds of vibrations that are going to help you because it's a win-win situation. It loves you, and it's not here to make your life crappy. Like, there's something here, whatever your life looks like, there is something somewhere that there's energy, opportunity to create in a way that is going to make your life better. And it's going to look so different for you than it would for somebody else because you're so unique and you need some kind of unique medicine, really, Not that you're broken or anything, but just because it's like a balm to the soul, and it's just, being human can be hard, man. I'm so willing to have a better experience, but I do want to acknowledge that, like, crap happens. And I was sharing at the beginning, I don't know if you guys heard, but I lost my dad a couple months ago, and crap happens, There's no controlling these things sometimes. And there are things that you see as really valuable when you go through like a life or death experience, or someone you love, something happens, and we don't want any of that. But we have to keep going on sometimes, even amidst stuff, even amidst global things, And I want people to have like that balm to the soul and that experience of receiving something that really is meaningful. Because I know I've been in dark places, and I know how hard it can be sometimes. And even if we're just a regular, everyday kind of situation, it can still be a drag, and it can still be hard to keep going after something that you want. Especially because, like, sometimes things take a long time, We're not all, like, instant success stories. Like I said, also at the beginning, like, you can be really good at what you do. You can be really talented, and sometimes you don't get that instant recognition and that instant success and that instant payday or that instant security from doing really good things and being really good at something. Sometimes that doesn't happen. And sometimes you have to keep trying, and you have to keep going, and you have to remind yourself of what your inspiration is and what the reason is and what the why is and why you're going to do it.